This One News update is brought to you by the new ANZ.
Police have now named the 3 men killed by the tornado which ripped through the suburbs of Hobsonville and Whenuapai, northwest Auckland yesterday. A massive clean-up job is underway in the wake of the tornado, which has left more than 200 people still unable to return to their badly damaged homes. One News reporter Brooke Dobson joins us now live from Hobsonville with the latest. Brooke.
It's been exactly 24 hours since the tornado ripped through the community of Hobsonville and Whenuapai, leaving more than 200 homes extensively damaged. It's a scene that has been heavily guarded from the public, with extensive police cordons in place around the worst hit areas. Prime Minister John Key has just wrapped up a half-hour tour of the damaged area in Hobsonville to see for himself the damage done to his very own electorate. 3 deaths and 250 people left homeless. It's no wonder when you see what's left of their neighbourhood. More than 220 Hobsonville and Whenuapai properties were evacuated after the tornado ripped through their community.
I've been staying at my friend's place over in Massey on their couch for the night.
Police cordons are blocking off all access to the worst hit areas, leaving residents frustrated they can't visit their homes.
We were allowed in the evening to collect some things and were told we'd be allowed back in today to collect more things, but it's not the case.
Under supervision, some residents were allowed back inside the cordon to collect their pets, which were left stranded in the evacuation. Vector restored power to 700 customers throughout the night, leaving just over 600 without electricity today. Civil Defence is also working on assessing the full extent of the destruction. Initial predictions have the clean-up bill at $11 million, but that figure is sure to rise.
There was 2 types of damage yesterday. There was where the tornado was, which obviously is a lot of roof damage, a lot of very serious damage, but there was pockets of flooding throughout the region as well.
The names of the 3 men who died during the tornado have been released. 2 were killed when a huge concrete building slab was knocked over by the tornado, crushing the truck they were taking shelter in. They were Massey residents Brendan Johnson and Tom Stowers and Tuakau resident Keith Langford. Auckland Mayor Len Brown says he wants displaced families to be back in their homes as soon as possible. After visiting the devastated streets himself, he had nothing but praise for the emergency response teams.
The police and their leadership, the Air Force and their hosting, the USAR guys and the work they did, all the council guys, St John's, fire service, stunning response.
Although the tornado was a freak event, the Met Service says we're not out of the woods completely.
The next threat we have is the centre of this area of low pressure, the coal pool, the upper level coal pool as we call it, which provides some unstable air. So heating of the day, meeting that cold air, and boom, there'll be thunderstorms again today.
Meanwhile, a close-knit community is still coming to terms with the deaths and devastation. So the residents of the Hobsonville and Whenuapai area say that it is a very tight-knit area and that mostly Air Force families live out here, and the majority of the damage has been done to Defence Force homes. Now, the Civil Defence says it hopes to very shortly lift the police cordons to allow those residents back to their homes so they can do their very own clean-up.
Bit of good news. Thanks for that, Brooke Dobson, live from Hobsonville in northwest.
This One News update is brought to you by the new ANZ.
Humble and kind are some of the tributes being paid today to the men who lost their lives in the tornado. Health and safety inspectors were at the construction site today where the 3 workers were killed. Paul Hobbs has more.
There was an eerie calm around the Hobsonville school construction site today. Just a handful of fluoro-jacketed men inspecting the toppled concrete slabs that claimed 3 lives. Outside the cordon, workers waited, most later told to simply go home. Friends of one of the dead men, 60-year-old Keith Langford, can't believe he's gone.
Oh, he was a beautiful person. He was a beautiful person. He'll help anybody out.
Also killed 22-year-old Northlander Brendan Johnson. 42-year-old Tom Stowers is believed to have been inside his company's truck when the tornado struck. Online, friends and family paid tribute to the West Aucklander.
Such a good, humble, kind and hard-working man who loved his family so much.
Tragically, I think one of the guys has gone back into the kind of line of fire, if you like, looking to get away from the tornado. It looks like they've been crushed, around the truck.
Last night, mourners gathered around the site as one of the bodies was removed. The randomness of those few minutes, nature unleashed, still difficult to comprehend.
Terrible time for the families, very tragic circumstances, completely a force of nature. I've visited the site, I stood with some of the family yesterday, and just unexplainable.
2 other men who were working on site are still here at Auckland Hospital recovering from their injuries. They're in a stable condition. Another of the tornado's casualties, a woman who suffered a broken pelvis, is in a comfortable condition in North Shore Hospital. Hawkins Construction says it's trying to help the families of those killed and injured here and plans to set up a public donations fund to assist them financially.
Good evening. Hundreds of residents remain homeless tonight after yesterday's deadly tornado in Auckland.
Many homes are damaged beyond repair and emotions ran high as business and homeowners assessed the devastation. Named today, the 3 construction workers killed: 22-year-old Brendan Johnson, Tom Stowers, 42, and 60-year-old Keith Langford. More than 500 homes are still without power after the twister cut a destructive path across the Hobsonville and Whenuapai area. Lisa Owen's been with residents there. She joins us now live. Lisa.
At this street here, there's still no power. At this intersection alone, 3 power poles were downed by the tornado. You can see the linesmen are working overtime to put things right, but residents here have been told there'll be no electricity until Sunday. On the side of the street, you can still see the debris, the chunks of wood littering the road. Today was the first time some residents got to go back to their homes and assess the damage.
Nature is this nursery owner's livelihood, but yesterday it turned on its own. These massive tunnel houses stripped bare, going from this to this in just seconds.
We're covered with plastic. The plastic is gone, as you can see. In fact, this tunnel here is totally gone, and it's now up the road here.
It's the same at the neighbouring nursery. Between them, they're trying to save more than $1 million worth of plants. But even some of the biggest trees look like they've been through a tumble dryer.
How much do you reckon these trees weigh?
What would they weigh, Steve? They probably weigh 60, 70 kgs probably each.
After the fury of the storm, nursery owners worked into the night, only grasping the cruel truth once morning came.
Slightly more devastating. Yeah, it sort of hits home more now. Last night I didn't think it was quite so bad, but when I saw it... Sorry.
For most of the day, the 2 men sat frustrated at a police cordon with other residents. By afternoon, some people escorted by civil defence staff trickled across the border, allowed just a few minutes each to collect their essentials and their thoughts.
Very, very fortunate, amazing. Just the only thing we had was a chip on that window over there.
Hundreds of houses have been inspected throughout the day, but in many cases the damage was obvious. Roofs peeled back and clotheslines bent in defeat. But some are still waiting. What they have is what they're wearing.
We have no idea at the moment where we stand.
But others who remained inside the cordon overnight are in essence trapped.
We can actually get out, we just can't get back in.
Provisions are handed over the invisible line that divides the broken neighbourhood. Back at the nursery, where it took just minutes to flatten these plants, it will take days, possibly weeks, to put things right.
And Lisa, it's just days away from the festive season, so a difficult time for many around there, surely.
You're right. With Christmas just a few weeks away, when people want to be with their families and relaxing, a lot of people around these neighbourhoods don't know if they've got homes to go back to. We know some of the houses are damaged beyond repair and they will be demolished. Some people don't know if their houses are one of those properties. And we've just been told a few minutes ago that the cordon will lift at 6:30 and then people will be able to go back and see what the fate of their houses are. You know, hearing some of their stories today, families were stockpiling Christmas provisions with no power. There's hundreds of dollars worth of food that's been wasted. So a number of those people will return to their homes tonight to see what fate awaits them.
All right, thanks, Lisa.